Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you guys doing? So today we are going to be drafting out a short pattern. It's going to be having elastic band, and it's just going to be like a casual pants that you can wear in the house, and you can also wear out. You can style it the way you want and wear it out. So that's what we are going to be drafting today. So these are the things I'll be needing for my measurements: my scissors, my chalk, my ruler, my curve, and my tape rule, and the measurement you want to use. So these are the things you'll be needing. So I'm not going to be using the pattern paper today. I'm just going to be drafting directly to my pattern, to my fabric. And the fabric I'm using is 1 yard. I think it's more than a yard here, but 1 yard is actually enough for a small size person. So let's get started with the tutorial. So you'll be folding your fabric into two. So I'm going to be folding my fabric this way into 2 equal half. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be drawing out my starting line. So this here is my starting line. If you can see the chalk, so this is my starting line. So every measurement I'm going to be taking from this starting line, not this place. So I'm cutting this place out. So let me cut it out. So now every measurement is going to be from this place. So the first thing I'm going to be doing, I told you it's a short with elastic. I just want to be wearing it inside the house, and that's why I decided to show you guys. So now I'm going to be coming down by 2 inches. It's going to be for my elastic casing. So 2 inches is just fine for me. That's if you want your elastic band to be a bit wide. So by the time I finish folding, it's going to be around 1 inches. So if you want it to be smaller, you can do like 1.5. But if you do 1 inches, it's going to be too small. So now I'm going to be taking my crotch measurement from this 2 inches downward. So to get my crotch measurement is my hip measurement divided by 4. Then I'm going to be adding 2 inches. So for mine is going to be 11. So for mine is 11. So I'm going to be taking my 11 here and also be converting it into a straight line. So from here, still from this 2 inches line, I'm going to be taking the full length of this trouser. So the full length of this trouser is 15 inches. That's the exact length I want it to be. So I'm also going to convert this 15 inches into a straight line also. So this 15 inches will also be in a straight line. So after that, I'm now going to be coming down by 2 inches also. Okay, let me do 1.5 here. So I'm going to be coming down by 1.5 again. So that's going to be for the folding of the down part of your trouser. So this is it. This is my 1.5 here. So I'll measure my 1.5 here. So this is it. So this is my allowance for the trouser pants. This is the length of the actual trouser. This is my crotch measurement, and this is my waistline. So now the next thing I'm going to be taking is that I'm going to be taking my hip point. So my hip point is around 9. My hip point is around 9. So I'm going to be converting this also into a straight line. I hope you can see it well, because it seems like the color of my chalk is almost blending as the fabric. So this is it. So the next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be placing my hip measurement. Now my hip measurement is 36. Oh, my hip measurement is now 38. I think I've gotten a bit fatter. So it's around 38, so that it's going to be a bit loose. I'm 37, but I'm using 38 now, so that I have a little bit of allowance. That's just it. So this is 38. So 38 divided by 4 is 9.5. So I'm going to be taking my 9.5 on my crotch line here, on the crotch line here, and also on my hip line, on my waistline, sorry. So I'm going to be converting it. So this line is going to be coming through my hip line to my crotch line. through my hip line to my crotch line. So this is my crotch line here. So now from here now, so I'm going to be measuring what I have here, which is 9.5. I'm going to be 9.5. I'm going to be divided in by 4. So that's what I'm going to be using for my crotch line. So I have 2.25 here. So I'm going to be taking it here on my crotch line. This is my crotch line. So I'm going to be coming up again to take what I have here. It's going to be almost directly on my hip line. So from here I'm going to be making a curve. So I'm going to be making a curve from here. Then I'm just going to be taking this straight down because it doesn't have to have any shape. It's just a free trouser that you can wear inside the house. So this is it. So the next thing, so for this waistline, I'm not going to be adding or removing anything. You remember I told you it's going to be having a casing. So I'm just going to fold it in and put my elastic. So I'm going to be cutting this out as the front. Now for my allowance here, I'm just going to go in a little bit by like 7.5 and connect it this way. The reason is because when I fold it, I want it to be as equal. I want it to be equal with what I'm folding here. I hope you can understand what I'm saying. So let me cut it out so that you can see how it's looking. So you can see I curved my hand a little bit here. So from here, I'm going to be adding like ½ inch when I'm cutting around the crotch here. So that by the time I finish sewing, it's not going to be tight. So this is it. So you notice that there's a little bit, there's a curve here. So by the time I fold it this way, you can see. So it's going to be equal for me to use. So now I can even cut this little excess out. So it means I'm safe. You understand? So you cut it this way. So now I'm going to be placing this to cut out my back measurements. So this one is not like the normal pants that we cut where you have to be careful, where you have to measure, where you have to use your curved, where you have to use your, you have to be going up by 2, you have to do this, you have to do that. No, this is just a free pant. In fact, this pants you can actually sew it within 10 minutes, probably for cutting. That is why you're even taking like 10 minutes. So now the next thing I'm going to be doing for my butt allowance, I'm just going to be coming out here by 2.5 inches. By 2.5 inches. So here too, I'm going to be coming out by 2.5 inches. You can do 2 inches. That's because I want to wear it inside the house. So you can do 2 inches. So from here also, from here in fact I will do 2. So I'm just going to be connecting this, all of this down. So, and now I'm going to be cutting out my back. So the only difference between the front and the back is that the back is having like 2.5 inches excess than the front, and that is just to accommodate your butt. So this is it. So this is for the front and this is for the back. So now I'm going to be taking this to the sewing machine. I'm going to be sewing down my crotch here this way. I'll sew this down. I'll also sew this down. So you can see we've added our allowance for our band, so we just fold in. So let me take it to the sewing machine and do that and come back and show you guys. So guys, this is it after I've gone ahead to sew it out. So this is the back. So now before I open it up, I want to make a little notch around this crotch area so that it can relax on me. So most time when you make cuffs on your dresses, you're supposed to notch so that it will relax better. So I've made a little notch. You can see it. See, it's notched. So now this is it. I've gone ahead to stitch it down. So This is it, and this is for the back. So now the next thing to just do is to place them on each other. So I'm going to be placing them this way. So this is the front on the back this way. So it's right side facing each other. So now I'll take it to the sewing machine and stitch down this side. You can see that they are equal. So I'll just stitch it down on 1/2 inch. Remember we added 1/2 inch when I was cutting it out. So you sew on your 1/2 inch here, you sew it here. Then you also sew around this side and sew on 1/2 inch. Then I'll come back and show you. This is it after I was done. You notice that the front and the back is matching each other, front and the back. But you notice there's a little bit of excess here at the back, and that's that 2 inches, so that your butt can look at it. You see that? So this is that 2 inches, 2.5 inches that I added, so that we can have allowance and freeness around your butt. So this is it. So now the next thing I'm just going to do is I'm going to fold in my casing. Please cut out your thread when you are sewing so that it will make your work very neat. And iron, please iron well. So if you're making this for your clients, you're supposed to open up all of these parts and iron it real good. Iron it so that when you open it up and iron, it makes your work neater, like a lot neater and easier. So now, but since it's mine, I'm just wearing it now. So you just fold in like 1/2 inch here. So I hope you can see what I'm doing. You fold in like 1/2 inch here, then you take it this way. So you notice that it's stopping directly on the line that I added for my allowance, for my band. So, and I'm going to sew it all around. And this is the elastic I'm going to be using. Now, my waist measurement is around 26. So I'm going to be removing like 6 inches from it to make it 20 for my band. Or you can make it 21. So you can remove like 5 inches from your waist to get the exact elastic you should use for your trouser. So if your waist is 30, you can remove 5 and you're going to be working with 25. If your waist is 20, you can remove 5 and you'll be working with 15. So mine is 26, so I'm working with 21. So that's the amount of elastic I'm going to be cutting out. So when I'm done, I'll cut it out and fix it here. Then for this down part here, so for this down part also, you remember I added 1.5 inches also. So I'm just going to fold a little in here, then cover it this way also. So it's going to be looking this way. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish up this trouser and show you the final look. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. You can make comments, you can ask questions, and I will see you in my next video. So guys, bye. So guys, this is it. I've added my elastic. This is how it is looking. It's looking so beautiful. I can't wait to try it on. So guys, this is it. So now you take it to your pressing table, you press it well, and you're good to go.